Okay, so for this episode of Homemade Movies, we did the new Mad Max trailer, and it certainly was mad. Here's how we made it.
Boom.
We're all going mad. Hey guys, I'm Benjamin Martin. You probably recognize me from the behind the scenes. I've been working on homemade movies for a while now. I'm a big fan of the original Mad Max trilogy, and so I'm super excited for this new movie. It's not a remake, it's a fourth installment. And it's written and directed by George Miller, who did the original. This was definitely a huge trailer. It's 112 shots. It was shot all over the place, in a studio, at my house, at Mike's house. So it's a lot of work, but it turned out really awesome.
All right, so let's go.
So to play Mad Max, we had the always mysterious mystery guitar man come in. He took off his shades for this role.
You got my glasses? You do a thing?
To play Charlize Theron, we had Leslie come in. For some of the shots, she got to put some black face paint on, half her head, which is weird. And a few shots, there are some immaculately clean desert ladies. I don't know how they stay so clean in the post-apocalyptic world of Mad Max, but we couldn't get enough ladies. We had Emily and Montana come in, and then we had our friend Ben and myself play other ladies. So you probably can pick that out.
I feel like the fifth element.
For the shirtless, bald bad guys, we had my friend Daniel, Dave, Andrew, and Eric come in. And then we were still short a person, so my girlfriend Bianca put on a bald cap and we painted her up, and she played one of the bad guys. She liked it. There were some shots that only had one bad guy in them, so our very talented DP, Alex Dalvecchio, pulled double duties. He lit and shot the life-size stuff, and then he also got to put on some body paint and play bad guy.
I'll do it naked. I'll get naked and get painted white.
I lied. He actually did triple duty. He also played the crazy tooth mask guy. For most of the life-size stuff, we shot that at MysteryGuitarman Studio, and I know what you're thinking, it's not a home, it's just homemade movies, we shot it in a studio, but we basically just set up some sheets, so it could have been shot anywhere. It's a desert, so it's just blue sky and brown sheet on the bottom, that's it. So we set everything up and just kind of started banging out shots. It's rolling. Action. Charlize Theron does have a fake robot hand. It looks like it's made out of just miscellaneous pieces, which is kind of how I made it. This is a plunger for the bass, plastic spoon, garden hose handle, straws. This is like that non-slip foam.
Oh yeah, for carpets and stuff.
I was trying to figure out how to get it so that she could wear it, but it wasn't really that sturdy. Most of the shots, it was me holding it from below. This shot, I took the plunger off, and she's actually just holding onto it, and we're masking her hand with the black cloth. We're tying it to her actual arm so that she can move her arm. It's too hard to move without. There were a couple big, huge builds, cardboard builds in this. Charlize Theron's truck is like huge. It's actually in two pieces. The other big build was the upside down car. There's the shot where Mad Max is crawling away from his car that's just crashed. That was really simple. That's just like a simple shape of an upside down car. Yeah. One of my favorite things was the really cool tooth mask. I'm into horror films and stuff like that, so this is really awesome to make. And so that base is a dust mask from the dollar store, and then I glued on handles from plastic forks for the teeth. Those are painted yellow. It has a really specific shape, so I made that out of cardboard and glued that on. So this took like an hour to make, and it's only going to be in 2 really quick shots. And it's also very uncomfortable. Some of the shots we actually shot in my car. I have a station wagon, so Mad Max is out there cruising around in a station wagon, I guess. And then there's the guns. You may notice that some of these guns are not painted. We usually will take a fake toy gun, paint it so it looks more realistic. I thought it would be kind of funny if we just let them be toys. Like this big epic trailer, serious action, blah, 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 and then Mad Max pulls out like a toy gun with a little orange cap. I thought that was kind of funny. So the only gun that I built was the big Mad Max one at the end. It's like a huge like elephant rifle or something like that. And that is a toy gun with poster tube. So that wraps up the shoot at MysteryGuitarman Studio. The rest of this stuff was shot at my house. Couple shots of the bad guys. One of them was like a shrine. It's like a steering wheel shrine or something like that. So I made that out of cardboard, and all the steering wheels are paper plates. So to give you an idea of how cobbled together homemade movies can be sometimes, actually all movies, to be honest with you, there's these series of shots where they're giving Mad Max a tattoo on his back. So when you actually see Mad Max, you see Mystery Guitar Man, that shot at his studio. Then when it cuts to just the shots of the back, that's actually at my house with Daniel's back.
My back.
Daniel was actually a dancer in our Family Guy scene, I just remembered that. And then to top it off, there's the insert of the tattoo, the close-up of the tattoo. I shot that on my thigh alone in my room. So there's 3 locations, 3 people playing Mad Max, all in that series of shots. Another first for this trailer is I think the quickest shot we've ever done in homemade movies. It's like 5 frames. There's a shot where an explosion happens and then it zooms into a guy's face and his goggles come up. We had Alex laying down on an orange sheet and the goggles on fishing string, and I just pulled those off and it goes by super quick. But the first part of that shot is actually his feet coming out, and then it jump cuts to him closer to camera. So for the first part of the shot, we actually did miniature, which is a transition to miniatures. For most of the shots, the bad guys are the Army men scale, but for a couple shots, they are the G.I. Joe scale. So you can bend them in different positions, and they also look very funny when you do that. The first shot that you see of Mad Max was actually the most difficult miniature shot of this entire trailer. Reason being is because there's so many different parts. That was like a 25-second shot, and so everything had to happen at that right moment. It was so hard to get the timing right. Alex is shooting, and he's bringing the camera down, counting, and then I'm operating the larger scale 2-headed lizard, and then that lizard ducks under the rock, and then Lawrence is pulling the tiny, tiny lizard across the desert, and then Bianca is under the table holding on to Mad Max, and she stomps the foot. So we did that shot a lot of times, and it was very tricky, but it was fun.
But I know what you're doing.
So the rest of the shots with the G.I. Joe scale is like the captive Mad Max. I'm holding Mad Max and the trigger for the smoke in one hand in front of the lens, and then in the other hand I'm holding the rope, which is the chain that goes right to the lens. Oddly enough, my favorite miniature build for this was the little metal bird thing that's on a spring. It looks like a hood ornament or something. It was just a cap of a marker, and then a plastic spoon and a plastic fork, and then put that on a spring. I don't know why it's my favorite thing, but it's just funny to see it like bobbing around like that. I could have played with that thing for hours. Do is blow the smoke, and then rattle that, and the bird shakes. All of the shots where the cars need to move, they're all rigged up to wire or fishing string. 7, 8. There are lots of shots of cars flipping around, explosions, cars flying through the air, and so we used a Hot Wheels scale. One of the really awesome elements of this trailer is that all of the guys are on these poles that are attached to the cars. I can't quite figure out what that's for, like why that would be practical, but it's in there and it looks cool. So the guys are on kebab sticks. So we are going to attempt to do this very tricky sky explosion shot. I've got all the explosions already out, running through bendy straws, and I pull the strings and the clouds, or the explosions, suck down into the bendy straw. And then when we play it back in reverse, it'll look like they're coming out. Hopefully, that's the idea.
That was awesome. That was awesome. Wow.
Oh, that's what those boots are. My sticks. Very important sticks.
First of all, don't buy flashlights from the 99-cent store, because they don't work. Oh, there we go. It's a really weird way to get out of a truck.
Yeah.
You can just reflect light right onto the camera. They have a gold side.
Why did he smell your shoulder?
I don't know. I was asking myself the same thing.
So much fun.
All right, that's how we made it. As you can see, it was an insane shoot. Lots of work, lots of people involved. Couldn't have happened without you guys. Special thanks to Mystery Guitar Man for taking off your shades and playing Mad Max. And stay tuned to Cinefix for more episodes of Homemade Movies.